Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KF Podcast. This is a YouTube special we're doing today. This is our Marvel MCU speculations for the movies coming out around 2023?
2024.
2024. There's some 2023s in there.
Yeah.
But basically everything after, what they've announced already of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Quantumania, the Marvels, etc., etc.
Where can you find us?
You can find us, Google us at the KF Podcast. We'll show up on your favorite podcast catcher. We'll show up on YouTube. We'll show up on your favorite social media situation.
Okay.
So, yeah. So let's start talking about these.
So the reason we're doing this is because before there was only 2 dates of unknown films that they had. So now they added all the way from July 2023. Let's go through what we currently know right now first. So we know that we're not going to do Eternals and Spider-Man. Everybody knows those come out this year.
Yep.
Starting next year in 2022 at March 25th, we get Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. We already knew that one.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's actually a little bit more early than because there's a May one on there. So this is more
this is your
it's an odd time slot because it used to be February. Now it's end of March.
Yeah.
There's only a month in between these two movies, which I'm surprised they picked that March date for that and not a February date for it, but I don't know. Because in 5/6, or May 6th, we have Thor Love and Thunder.
Which is a usual Marvel time slot.
Yes.
And that's this is a big one because this has the Guardians in it, excuse me. This is almost like Avenger-esque.
An Avenger light.
Yeah, this is going to be your space Civil War kind of situation.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this movie, so yeah.
It's just Marvel space.
Yeah. On July 8th, we have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
I'm looking forward to that because I think
this was one I have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah.
After I just rewatched Black Panther this week, and I'm thinking, how are they going to make a follow-up movie
without him?
Yeah, exactly. So
I put these dates in here wrong because the Marvels is 22, right? And Ant-Man and them are 23, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that 4 movies next year. Then the Marvels is all the way at the end of the year, November 22nd. That's basically Captain Marvel 2, but it's now the Marvels because there's all these other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Monica Rambeau and
Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel.
yes.
Yeah. And maybe even Blue Marvel. Who knows?
Maybe.
That would be cool.
I'd be down with that.
And then Captain Marvel from DC and
Yep.
Mary Marvel.
Mary Marvel. Just everybody with Marvel in their name gets to be
Marvelous
in there.
Marvin Hagler is going to be the boxer.
So then we go into 2023, and we have in the February time slot Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This is the Kang debut.
It's so far away for that
Yeah.
after they set the table already.
Unless he's going to appear in the multiverse movie.
Could
in
be.
other places.
We'll probably have another season of Loki before this, too.
Yeah. Who knows what other Disney Plus shows we're going to have, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be starring in some other stuff.
My guess is...
Hell, you could have 2
him
seasons of Loki before this movie runs around.
Yeah.
They're short seasons.
My guess is we'll see him in the Multiverse of Madness.
Probably. I think you're going to see everybody in the multiverse.
I actually
I
wouldn't
mean,
be
how
surprised.
Professor X is supposed to be in that movie, no.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Marvels kind of start kicking stuff off to show, because I'm sure Samuel Jackson's going to be in that movie as well, with the way that Monica Rambeau is left with WandaVision to go up and see him on the space on Sword and kind of tie all that.
She still works for Sword, I think, doesn't she?
I think so.
So then, on May 5th, 2023, you have the next big movie of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Which will probably be a sequel to Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes.
I imagine Thor will be in it, and a lot of outer space people, and a lot of whatever's going on out there.
And there is also another thing with the Guardians happening, I think, in December 2022.
The Guardians Christmas special?
Yeah, they're doing that Guardians Christmas special, which is just weird.
It's like, I guess, a play off the Star Wars one and everything else.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff.
I feel like the Guardian movies has to be on Earth, though. I know it's Guardians of the Galaxy, but Peter Quill's got to do something on Earth sooner or later.
Yeah, they could come to Earth.
Unless that's Thor: Love and Thunder. But I feel like you can't wrap
They
up.
were leaving as that was starting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are these going to take place? The Guardians ones always like seem to be in like some weird, like already happened before these other events happen.
It's in its own like time space.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get Adam Warlock. Maybe we won't.
They definitely teased it.
When was the last Guardians movie out?
So watching it in chronological order, it comes like it's before Civil
But when
War.
was it actually released?
Oh, I don't know.
Because the first
Time
one
was
was
a
released
blur.
in 2014. And then this one was released, it was before
2017.
Infinity War. So it was
Mhm.
2017. So this one's 5 years apart from it. That's probably the longest stretch from a...
Yeah, this one pissed you off because this was the May time slot in 2017.
Yeah. This is the longest stretch from a Marvel movie to its sequel, I
Yeah.
think there's ever been.
Avengers will be.
Yeah, Avengers will probably take the next one, but yeah.
When was
Endgame.
Ragnarok?
It was not too far from the other one. They've never been more than a couple years from the other one. But anyway, so that ends at the May part, and then they added a bunch of new dates. So for the rest of 2023, you then have, I mean, there's technically 5 Marvel movies in 2023.
Yeah.
Because there's Ant-Man and Guardians, and then you have July, October, and then November, which are really close to each other.
Yeah, the October-November dates are real close together.
What about this going to be a two-parter? Like Infinity War Endgame kind of thing?
So let's try to fill these ones in. So movies that are floating around there that we know they're going to make right off the bat. Fantastic Four is confirmed. Blade's confirmed. Deadpool 3 is confirmed. Captain America 4 is confirmed. Now the rest of these, ShangChi 2 is not confirmed, I think, just
No.
yet. People were putting that one into the mix. I don't see them
It's too
making
soon.
a sequel to that right
Yeah,
away.
not
But
yet.
it could come by, when you get to like November 2024.
It could be by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Or
no
July.
other. I don't know. I don't know if they're, or will there be a Doctor Strange 3 by then?
Could be.
Maybe it's, I don't know. So do you want to leave Shang-Chi as a possibility for now?
Yeah, let's leave it.
Yeah.
And then
Unless we have something else that's credible.
I think an X-Men movie is a credible guess. Mm-hmm. Unless that's not Phase 5. You know what I mean? And then an Avengers movie. Or the 7 that I could come up with. You guys got anything else?
No, I was thinking that. Was there talk? Was that a TV show that they were talking about possibly doing like a Knights or like a Spirits of Vengeance, kind of like a dark Marvel team?
Oh, that was called
Was it the
Midnight Suns.
Midnight Suns.
Suns.
Let's add that one in as a possibility too.
I know they're doing a video game they just announced for Midnight Suns.
There was a
Yeah.
talk of a movie.
Yeah.
What about another Spider-Man?
How many do they have left on their deal?
I think they just re-signed again.
Okay.
So
So that's probably... I would bet Spider-Man's at November 8th, 2024.
So we want to add Spider-Man 4 just as a... All right, let's try and fill these in. So we have like 9 possible things it could be.
So I have a suggestion for the two that are close together.
All right. Let's start. Let's go down to what you think would be the July movie for 2023. Out of these ones on the list. You guys got the list in front of you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Captain America 4 or Deadpool 3.
Is Deadpool 3 going to be a Marvel Studios film, or is it going to be a
From what I understand, it's a Marvel film. It's an MCU film.
it's an MCU film, but I think they're producing it under Fox Searchlight so they can make it rated R.
But I think it's going to be MCU, though. I think it counts.
I think they'll
film it under that,
But I think
but,
they're
yeah.
producing it under Fox Searchlight.
But I think it'll tie in. I think Fantastic Four is a possibility here as well.
I think that's going to be later.
I think Fantastic Four Avengers 5 is your October, November
Really?
2023. I think you get your Fantastic Four and then they tie in and get a bunch of people together for an Avengers.
What do we like for July? His first day.
I'm going to say Sam Wilson, Captain America.
I think I agree on that one.
I'm down with that.
I'm okay with that.
Everybody else like that one? We'll pop that one in there then.
I think that's going to be the title, too. Sam
Okay.
Wilson, Captain
So
America.
what you like then is this close November, and I think that you like a Fantastic Four than an Avengers 5.
I think you get a Fantastic Four to create a problem and you get a young Avengers team to fix the problem.
What do
Or
you
vice
guys-
versa.
What do you guys think?
I can see that.
I think those two films will be back to back, but I think you move it to Fantastic Four in November, and then they make us wait a few months, and that that February movie is no, but they're not going to do an Avengers movie in February.
I think February is going to be Deadpool.
Yep, that's been his month.
February 2024, I like as Deadpool 3.
I do too.
Let's
Yeah.
pop that one in there. That's a good suggestion for that February date because that is his time slot.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I
If
think
it doesn't count.
I think 2023 is too early for the next Avengers movie.
I think there's a lot of young Avengers around there. Now, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think the Avengers. It's not going to be like, oh, we all need to fight whatever. I think it's going to be something happens on Earth while all this other shit's happening in the multiverse, and all that's left on Earth is the kids.
What if it's Dark Avengers and it's the team that?
Those are the two that I'd be most excited.
Here's what I would think. So this 10/6/23 date, in October, Halloweenish, I think Blade fits there. Good.
That's what Justin and I were talking about before we started.
You're all wrong.
And then I think that November one, you'll see Fantastic Four setting up the big one, which leads into the next year where there's something. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I can be
Thunderbolts.
What do you guys think about popping in Blade for that October date?
It would be a Halloween type movie.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm good with that one.
That would be as close as the MCU is going to get to horror, I guess.
All I'm going to say is they have a scary movie and it's coming out in March. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. They are doing in March, and
That's the year before.
No, I understand that, but they don't need spooky times to do spooky movies.
Yes, they do.
No, they can just do whatever they want.
Blade at that time would be good theme for that time.
Especially if it's Dracula.
They don't care.
It's going to be Dracula.
They don't care.
All right, then what do we like?
We might be getting Dracula during White Batman.
Then,
Moon Knight.
then let's go with Fantastic Four in this November movie. Okay. Which, that, like Ken says, sets something big up. And then I kind of agree with Justin. They make us wait past a Deadpool 3 movie, which doesn't tie into it. Just kind of, he's doing his own thing. And then May, they give us Avengers 5.
What's the Avengers theme going to be? Is it going to be New Avengers,
Young Avengers, Dark Avengers.
It's going to be one of those adjectives.
I think it's going to be
Yeah.
more of a New Avengers kind of, Young Avengers kind of lineup. All these young kids.
I think that the Fantastic Four movie needs to be first because then they take the heroes to the negative zone or something for something, and
And
all
it
that's
does. It
left.
comes on first.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I get
And the
that.
Dark Avengers have to take over. That's why she's putting the team together. Not to be villains, but just in case.
Just in case everyone else is done doing something. I think the kids could be the. Actually, you know what it could be? It could be the kids versus that. Like, you know what I mean? Like they could do something that's. But they've established. I mean, they're really going to establish all these kids by this time because
all the TV shows.
the TV shows, and then Cassie Lang's going to be out in Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. She's going to be Stature by then.
Yeah, because we get Riri Williams in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
We get Ms. Marvel in The Marvels, and then we get Cassie Lang.
And you're getting America Chavez in one of these too.
And
I forget what
She's coming.
in.
I think she debuts. It's weird. I think she debuts in like She-Hulk or something.
No, she's in the Ms. Marvel show, I think, or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're part of that team together.
Yeah, she'll be there too.
And you're going to get Kamala Khan. You're also going to get what's her face, the female Hawkeye. There's like Kid Patriot, that's the descendant to the Civil
We
War.
already talked about him.
Yep, he's already been shown. And how great would a young Iron Lad show up with some tech, and then you take it off
With
and you realize
that
it's
kid
Kang.
from Iron Man 3.
No, it's Kang.
Well, they could have the kid from Iron Man 3 play the part, though.
But then he's really Kang. All right, so this leaves us with July 26, 2024, and then November 8th, 2024. I don't think we're seeing X-Men in this wave.
I don't think so.
I think we can can out the X-Men title.
That's a whole wave in itself that they can do.
Yeah, that's not till then.
I almost feel like something needs to cause the mutant gene to awaken, and then this is.
Maybe Doctor's like starting with WandaVision through Spider-Man 3, and then Doctor Strange. Maybe that's what.
You know what
kicks
X-Men
off.
I think we're gonna get? The new X-Men from the 60s. Somehow someone's going to bring them forward again, like they did in the Bendis run. And that they were
The 60s
somehow
kids.
forgotten.
And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but if they were going to... I think the first movie, I'd like to not be called X-Men. I think it'd be cool to be just called Children of the Atom.
Yeah.
I think it should be the original 5 if they debut anybody.
And that's
But they
the way
want
to do it.
Wolverine, but
Yeah. But I don't want Wolverine.
He could come at the end.
But Wolverine's
you know what I mean?
old. I mean, you can cast that guy and just have him be old. You know?
He can make a cameo in the movie and show up. But I would rather have the original 5 for the first movie.
I agree.
I'd rather have Wolverine show up in something else and then get tied in.
You could throw him in Deadpool. You could throw him in Blade.
So what do we like next for July 26th? Do we like Shang-Chi 2, Midnight Suns, or Spider-Man 4?
Shang-Chi 2, out of all of those, probably because of how much money it made, I would say in the July spot. Summer blockbuster. They realized that during a pandemic, it made this much money in a weekend. If they
Also, Spider-Man likes that. Well, Spider-Man's Christmas time this time around.
It's been in Christmas and in July.
So I'm going Shang-Chi, and then I'd go...
What do you think for the July movie?
Christmas,
I would say Shang-Chi.
You too?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
What other Shang-Chi stories can they tell, though?
More Dragon
Iron
Scale
Fist.
fights.
I think you could start morphing him into other stuff. Like, how great would a Shang-Chi movie be in, like... Actually, we don't know how much Daredevil we're getting in the Spider-Man movie. I'd like to see Shang-Chi follow the hand over to New York.
Shang-Chi. We're saying it wrong. We're all saying it wrong.
Well, for 30 years, I've called it Shang-Chi. I know. I've also said Amaglam, so don't try, But I would like to see him follow the hand to New York and then have him, like, with Deadpool. Or Daredevil.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man. I'd like a New York-based street team. Maybe he meets Luke Cage and Danny Rand or whatever they decide to do. But I don't want it in China. I want it in New York City fighting like ninjas and stuff.
Yeah. Or they'll take him back to San Francisco.
Or San Francisco.
He'll run into Venom.
Yeah, I would like more martial arts street fighting, going up against other tough guys, more karate, and less of Narnia and all that stuff.
Now, well, you know what a great way would be is you find out that the 10 rings start the hand or something like that. Then he's got to,
his sister's going to be in it and be bad,
But she can maybe start taking over San Francisco. And
Lady Mandarin.
Yeah.
So what do we like for the last movie? Do we like the Midnight Suns option or do we like Spider-Man 4?
Spider-Man 4.
I would like the Midnight Suns option, but I think more likely it's going to be Spider-Man 4.
Especially because, and we'll talk about this on the weekend review, a lot of people are seeing Venom for the first time, Venom 2, and everybody in their reviews are saying, stick around for the end credits, it's awesome, which is making me believe, like, people are freaking out over the end credits of Venom 2.
Well, the directors come out and said flat out, Spider-Man will face Venom in a future movie.
Yeah, so I bet you it's going to be some kind of Tom Holland reference at the end of this movie.
But does he get, all of a sudden his world get sucked into
multiverse stuff?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Bad
does
Venom. Bad Eddie Brock instead of this goofy
So maybe this movie here is like the follow up to Venom 2. And it's Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, all these people in it.
Home invasion. That's what it's gonna be.
Or he goes to college and roommates with Bobby Drake and Angelica Jones. It makes the best superhero movie of all time. And then he can fight.
I would rather him be a roommate with Angelica Houston.
Yeah.
Spider-Man works from home.
Spider-Man away at home at college.
Homeschooling.
So there you go. There's our layout.
So let's run through it. We got, next year would be Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, the Marvels. Then 2023 we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Captain America 4, potentially Blade, and then Fantastic Four. All those speculative.
Speculation.
And then 2024 Deadpool 3, Avengers 5, Shang-Chi 2, Spider-Man 4. There is one thing, they always do a new one, but I don't know what new. I don't think
Deadpool will be their new one.
It could be.
Yeah, there's always a new character, but if you're going to get into new characters, it's X-Men.
Yeah.
I mean, you're introducing the Fantastic Four, which is new. That's your new one.
Yeah.
That's your new characters for that year. And you get Blade. That's a new one, To them. But, other single characters on their own,
Who's left?
Well, there's Daredevil if he's going to get another movie.
I don't think Daredevil needs a movie.
No.
You could go Nova. and space getting a movie. They haven't done Nova.
I'll do Nova on Earth, but not in space.
You know, I mean, Nova can go back and forth.
Triathlon.
Bisexual Nova.
Darkhawk.
Darkhawk.
New Warriors would be cool.
New Warriors would be cool. I think Darkhawk would make a good Disney Plus show. If Moon Knight can get one, Darkhawk can get one with his crystal and his body and all that.
I'd rather watch a Darkhawk movie or a TV show than I would Moon Knight.
I always thought he was cool. I like him. I've always been a big fan of his. And he ties in with the Nova Corps and all that other stuff, too.
If we could pick, we know that's not going to be in any of these movies, who would you want to debut, like, into the Marvel Universe? Like, I'd like to see Sleepwalker show up somewhere.
I mean, I've always been a big Nova Rich Rider guy. I want Nova. I love Nova.
I mean, really, they should. Between all this space stuff, like, they should say, hey,
Yeah, they've introduced the Nova
Corps.
Corps and all that.
Yeah.
They just haven't done Centurions yet.
well, they could say that, once, because in Guardians, whenever the whole fleet gets destroyed.
That's how Rich Rider got powered up again. Well, that's not recently. Now it's been 15 years, but he was the only Nova
Yeah.
remaining.
Since that place got destroyed by Thanos, it should definitely be that the Centurion program and those helmets they were creating all got destroyed but one. Mm-hmm. And that way you don't have to have a whole bunch of them,
Yeah.
and it can be him with the helmet.
And then what was that lady that was Glenn Close in those movies?
She was Nova Prime.
So then she could be in his headset talking like
Because she
Iron
could be
Man.
dead.
Yeah.
And just be his voice.
Like,
Yeah.
because wasn't that the whole shtick too?
Yeah,
He
the
had
World Mind is what it was called.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, that's it, the World Mind. I knew it had a name.
He had that supercomputer in his
Yeah.
brain.
Do you think it's possible that in either Guardians 3 or Thor Love and Thunder that they interact with the Collector again and they find the helmet in his collection?
They could.
They could.
Yeah. Somehow it ends its way to Earth. I just don't want Sam Alexander. I want it to be Rich Rider.
Okay, fair enough.
He's the original.
Was Sam Alexander a kid that had it?
He's
Oh,
a kid who had the Black Nova helmet, which was like a
yeah.
special ops
That's-
thing.
yeah.
His dad was a Nova Corps member, which Sam's not bad, but Rich Rider's the original. That's who I want to see.
I don't have a tie to one in particular, so whatever you want to do.
I mean, there's possibilities of a Punisher movie if they
Don't
want to
want
go
it.
there.
I'm over it.
I don't know. I mean, it's different where there's a lot of space stuff and super powered stuff.
Yeah.
And we're not doing a lot of the street level stuff, which maybe they're going to save that for Disney Plus stuff.
Well, I feel like Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to be down to earth, but I also believe that
Because, I mean, they said that they are signing that dude who played the Punisher in a Netflix show. He is coming over.
I want him in I want him in Deadpool 3. I want Punisher versus Deadpool.
Maybe make a Marvel Knights movie and have all these guys
Fine with
in.
that too. Marvel
Yeah.
Knights.
Can't
With
think of any
ShangChi and that.
other big characters they haven't introduced yet. It's all just X-Men related people.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rumors about like Hercules and the Thor universe, and
You could always go to Hyperion and the Squadron Supreme as new character because they would do Marvel would do a Justice League movie better than they and then DC would do it because
Yeah.
it'd be like, wow, this is like watching
Yeah.
a good version of the Justice League.
The Wizard.
Sentry would be cool. I think a
It's not
Sentry
whole lot
movie would be
until they
cool.
get into the X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder Man.
They kind of set him up already. Mm-hmm. Name
Well,
dropped
they
him.
joked about Nathan Fillion being him. Yeah, I'd like a Wonder Man movie. I think that'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Being in Hollywood. Yeah, there's some other ones floating around out there. I'm sure.
West Coast Avengers would be cool.
Yeah, I'd be down for a West Coast.
they had
episode.
you mentioned New Warriors earlier. They had a New Warriors project going, and they even filmed some stuff for it, and then it got tanked.
They just released pictures of that chick this week.
Yeah, the girl who does all the, I think it's AT&T
AT&T
commercials, was Squirrel Girl.
Oh yeah,
It was
Squirrel
great.
Girl is not a new warrior, so I don't want her as a new warrior.
But that was the show, and
Yeah.
she was in it as Squirrel Girl.
That sucks.
a
I'm
great
glad
like
they
Avenger.
didn't do it. I want the original New Warriors team, not this shit new version of them that they did for the comics.
From what I remember of the characters that were included, I think we talked about this several
Was it
years
Rage?
ago
It's terrible.
when it first started, and I think it was not the West Coast Avengers.
Great
it was,
Lake Avengers.
It was the Great Lake Avengers, but they called it the New Warriors.
It was like Flat Man and Big
I love the Great Lakes
Bertha.
of
What's the guy, the Impossible Man who never dies?
We could also get a Thunderbolts movie in this sometimes in the future here as well, too.
Well, that's what Avengers 5 could be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe instead of Avengers 5, maybe it's just MCU team-up movie, and it's one of the...
Well, the title floating around is people think that's going to be Avengers Forever. and have all these different people in it. I don't know.
They need to establish a big bad soon.
Well, with the people that they're bringing, with the teams they're bringing in, Galactus is on the horizon somewhere with the Fantastic Four being here, and then you also have Magneto and Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And you have the whole negative. You have a Nihilist, and the Negative Zone would be cool.
Silver Surfer would be a good villain for a movie.
Galactus. See, people think Galactus is too Thanos. I don't think he's Thanos-like at all. He doesn't have. He only has one minion. He doesn't have an army showing
that's
up.
the thing too. Is Thanos doesn't fight. He just shows up and starts eating shit. Like it's
You
not
mean
like
Galactus doesn't fight?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not gonna like come down and start like. You know,
They'd have to fight as heralds.
Yeah, and that would be great. To, you get Silver Surfer first, and then or you start getting like who? You'd have Nova,
Frankie Ray Nova, Terrax,
Morg.
I don't know. Airwalker, yeah.
Firelord.
Firelord. How great would Firelord be on screen? I think he'd look cool. But you could get his minions.
So would Frankie Ray Nova look cool.
Yeah.
With her burning hair.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, we also are leaving out Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is going to be around here now. That's a major player.
there, you know what? And I apologize. There's one major player that we have not talked about this entire time, and I don't see where the Wrecking Crew is in any of these movies.
Well, yeah, they should
should have
definitely be
been
in
in
one of these
Thor 1.
movies.
Yeah.
What about also a Namor movie? That could be down the road, too,
Yeah.
if he's introduced somewhere in here.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised he's the big bad for Wakanda Forever. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he destroys Wakanda, and then all the Wakandans that don't live in Wakanda anymore are like trying to reestablish it and like flood. Because didn't he flood Wakanda?
He did when he was had the Phoenix powers.
Yeah.
He was a dick and showed up and flooded Wakanda. And then Panther and Black Bolt killed him.
But he could flood Wakanda and kill. That's how maybe what's his name dies. And
Do you feel if the X-Men do a big bad of Apocalypse, is that's too Thanos-like? That Apocalypse is like Earth Thanos?
well, I think your first big bad is Magneto.
Yeah.
But you know what they like to do with Magneto. Magneto's always
Good.
He's good, and he's on the teeter. He's not really bad. Marvel loves that type of villain.
Well, we
that's
don't know.
torn,
Fox loves that kind of villain. We
Well,
don't know.
Marvel does too. I mean, in the Shang-Chi movies, Mandarin wasn't really bad, even though he's a warlord for 1,000 years. And then he had kids and was caring and
Changed
wanted
him.
his wife. So they'll do that with Magneto. But I don't know with Magneto, with the age he is now, or like where the era we're in now, how he could still be. Like his whole story about being in World War II and being a Jewish person that was in the camps and all that. I mean, you're not alive.
The only
now.
way they could do that is a time hop kind of thing.
Time hop thing, or he doesn't age, something of that nature. But then it's hard
that
for
could be
him.
like a second mutation.
Yeah,
almost.
that he ages very slowly. Because
I almost
that's
look-
his whole basis for his backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's his motivation because he was persecuted once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost would be all right with them saying like. Start with a new X-Men like storyline, and they don't really incorporate a lot of older characters. Maybe you get like Professor Cyclops, Professor Beast, whatever, and then they do a young version where it's like they were hiding in this 80s or whatever they want to do, and it's
There's so much stuff they could do with the X-Men. I mean, we could speculate all day about how you
or just pull them from the
It's
fucking
going to be a multiverse thing.
Yeah, just pull them from the multiverse, and then they're here.
It's the easiest way to explain it because they would have been involved in Endgame and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And
They're like the Eternals that sat out of everything. And we didn't get involved. We
X-Men
just
never were like
topple
that.
governments.
Yeah.
We're a secret organization.
If I hear one more secret organization,
All right, we went too long on this one. But there's our
Weeds.
speculation. Let us know what you
Speculate.
think. And take us out.
all right, everyone, please like, share, subscribe, invite, tell your friends. Have a great evening.
Goodbye.